On the radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to another hour of the Real Talk with Judy show. I am your hostess, Dr. Judy Mandrell, and I am excited that you have tuned in to be with me today. I want to go ahead and ask you if you will go ahead and invite someone to come, invite them to tune in to the Real Talk with Judy show with you on today. I am super excited about my guest. So I want to thank you for tuning in to today's show, Gadsden County Forward. That's me. This is my last show at 12 noon. I want y'all to know that. Good morning, Cynthia. So glad to have you this morning. Good morning, Zantika Colston. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So glad to have you all this morning. We're looking for this to be a great show. As I stated, it will be my last show at 12 noon. My last show at 12 noon. I will be coming on from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. beginning next Tuesday. I will be coming on. Good afternoon, Miss. I'm going to mess it up, Miss Emma. I'll start right there. We're so glad to have you this afternoon. Thank you. I'll be coming on from 11:30 to 12:30. I want you to go ahead and spread the news. It's the Real Talk with Judy. New season, new time, greater expansion, same days every Tuesday. We're just doing something different in this new season. So spread the word that the show will be coming on 11:30 a.m. starting Tuesday, July the 4th. New time for the Real Talk with Judy show. And that's beginning next Tuesday. I'm excited about this newness that we're getting ready to embark upon. So we want to invite you. I want to say hello to my mother, Dr. Irma Hunter Wesley. So glad to have you. Aisha Friesen, good morning. Great day to you. I want to say hello to my mom. I want to say again, thank you to everyone who took the time to pray for my mom. I greatly appreciate it. She appreciated, my family appreciated. I want to say thank you. She's doing well at home. God has blessed her. She has one of the best doctors and nurse there is. That's my sister Tanya, my brother Dennis, and my niece Kiara. So they get to take care. She's doing well, but y'all keep her in your prayers, okay? And to my wonderful and amazing husband, Superintendent Gerald Mandrell, he's the reason I get to do what I do. And my mother is the reason that I am who I am. Today, as your hostess, I'm going to be navigating you through an experience of power, inspiration, motivation, and faith building, and real talk about life issue with a real person. All right. And these shows are brought to you by my investors and partners. And today's show is brought to you by Douglas and Carolyn Waddell. Thank you for your sponsorship for today's show. All right. So I want to invite others to become partners and investors of the Real Talk with Judy show. You may visit cash out me any amount that you like at Real Talk with Judy, or visit my website, realtalkwithjudy.com, and give by PayPal. Okay, we're going to set up forms. We're going to do a little newness on the Real Talk website page. And I am excited about it. Just excited about everything, what this new season will bring. So let us pray. Today, Father, we thank you for the listening audience who will come and be a part of this. Let words be spoken, especially to the Gadsden County people who would join as they are making decisions about who they will vote for. Give clarity of thought, clarity of mind in this show. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So today's guest, I am proud of my special guest today. I really am. And we'll talk about it a little bit more after I bring him in. And we're going to, I am big about people knowing who to vote for. I think we should hear what they have to say and all of that. Usually, Reverend Greg James on his show does all of the candidates. I don't get in too much with the public, with the candidates running for office, but I really wanted to do this one. All right. He's a visionary leader who holds a desire for excellence in his community. His family and community are the center of his heart. He was birthed into this world by his mother, Mother Terry T. Keys, and Pastor Joseph Green Sr. He's a graduate of James Shanks High School, James A. Shanks High School over in Quincy, Florida. He served as class president. He attended Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He received his AA degree in funeral service management from Cupton Jones College of Funeral Services in Atlanta, Georgia. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree in leadership and administration from Beulah Heights University. He served faithfully at the Quincy Community Deliverance Church of God in Christ as pastor of operation under the leadership of Bishop W.C. Green. He has been privileged to serve his local community as a chairperson for Relay for Life, Gadsden County since 2012, chairperson and organizer for the Sheriff Morris A. Young Breast Cancer Awareness Walk, member of the Gadsden County Schools Advisory Board, member of the Quincy Community Redevelopment Advisory Board, member of the Gadsden chapter of the NAACP. He's the founder of the Hope You Are Warm Drive. He's a longtime valued employee of the Williams Funeral Home located in Quincy, Florida. January 2016, he launched and became an entrepreneur. And his business, the Greenery Flora and Tuxedo Place in his hometown, Quincy, Florida. Very proud of him doing that. Now his business is the area premier flora destination, serving all surrounding counties, churches, public schools, and other businesses. His business has now reached the governmental level at large. He is able to give back to the community by awarding high school students throughout the county with the Ronterrious Green Leadership Award. That's my boy. Okay, he is my boy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live show, Mr. Ronterrious T. Green.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Judy. You know, sometimes when you're reading things like that and you start reflecting and like, wait a minute, who she's talking about? Forgetting all of the wonderful things that I've been able to do over the many years of serving not just this community, but this county at large and the state just abroad. I'm just grateful. Not only do our business reach locally, but we also reach abroad. So just hearing all those things being read, it just does something to me like, wow, that's me. But thank you.
And you know what? Sometimes you have to go back and hear it. Sometimes you
Absolutely.
have to hear what you have done, and so it keeps you grounded. And sometimes when we have those moments when we're feeling like, sometimes it's good to go back to
Yes.
hear what you have done. And there's nothing selfish. You just got to hear it sometimes, what God has allowed you to do. I forgot to mention one very important aspect of your life. Well, we talked about who brought you in the world, uh, but I left out a very important fact. He is the oldest godson of Pastor Jerry and Judy Mandrell.
Yes.
That was very important. And Ron, I am very, very proud of you. I am. You have our highest respect. We respect you to the highest. We honor you. We have watched you as a little boy, stuttering.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, you used to stutter
You're absolutely correct. And
badly.
and the enunciation wasn't as great as it is now. So, but you can remember those things, and I'm glad to hear you say it, that you can see growth and development.
Yeah, and that's why you're on my show today. You're a young man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the fact that you have your own business. Your business is flourishing. You're doing something real great, and now you're running for Gadsden County uh, uh, Commissioner District 5.
District 5, yes.
District 5. And so we want to get into that because as a young man, I want to hear your mind. I want to hear some things that I can't vote for you because I live in Leon County. But as my son and as any mother would do, the promotion is going to be high. So
Thank you.
we're going to promote you as much as we can because I believe in you. I've
Thank
seen
you.
your work. I've seen the nights and days that you have worked untiringly in Gadsden County. Um, Even as a young man, you worked hard in that city, and now to have you going here, I think it's phenomenal. I think it's just phenomenal, and I want to say congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm certainly grateful for this opportunity to even be able to consider or people to consider me as their next county commissioner for this district. It has definitely been a pleasure as we have made connections with people throughout our county via telephone calls, interaction. Know that we have COVID-19 that is very highly rapidly in our society or in our county as well. But we've still been able to make some sorts of contact with the constituents of this county. And, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to serve such great people. I know the things that have been said about Gadsden County. People like to find the negative things or to focus on the negative things, but I can honestly say that there are some great people in Gadsden County, and there are some great people who are looking for great leadership that does lie in Gadsden County. So I say thank you for everyone thus far that has allowed us to even talk to you, or when you see me in the grocery stores and with our mask on, you ask me questions, in reference to my platform, and I'm able to give you those resources and those answers. And just the fact that you are concerned, our people are concerned about the things that are going on in our county.
So I absolutely love it. I want to say hello to Angus from Scotland. My sister Cindy, Cheryl William is listening. And so we got a lot of people on here, Ron, who I know want to hear what you have to say. And we're gonna, I'm sitting here listening to you, son. I'm getting chill bump just to hear how intelligently and eloquently you are expressing yourself. I mean, I am sitting here, because I remember the oh man, and your reputation precedes you. A lot of people know that you're my godson. If
Right.
you ain't saying it, I'm saying it.
Right.
Somebody
Absolutely
else
correct.
saying it, but you have the utmost respect. And I want to say this to you, son. Always love the people. Always love the people. Even if you're not elected, and I know you will because you have run before, but
Mhm.
we're looking for you to be elected though.
Thank
But
you.
just always love the people. Always give the people respect. Always give people honor. I know that's what I look for in a candidate. I want my candidate to even while they're running, to be respectful
Mhm.
and show kindness. And if somebody come up to you and you're in a hurry, take your time and talk to them, man.
Absolutely. And those are some of the things that have already taken place throughout this
Okay.
candidacy. I've just had to stop.
Okay.
You see as a matter of fact, I see the green light, the red light in back of the platform now. And sometimes you just have to follow that light and just stop
Yes.
and lend your ear and hear what the people are saying. And it helps to negate, my purpose for even wanting to run for this seat, because I can hear the concerns of the constituents that are located in our county. So with kindness is who I am. It's so funny that you said that, to be respectful, because quite naturally, when you're running campaigns or when you're a candidate in campaigns, you hear negative things that are being said about the other candidates. You hear negative things that are being said about you, because the fact of the matter is, not one of us have a perfect, clean slate record. We've done something in life that can detect or detour who we are. But I look at the things that in my life as of being a part of the process of preparing me for the place that I'm going now and the place that I'm in now. Yes, I failed. Yes, I've made bad choices. Yes, I've made bad decisions. But in the words of Pastor Jehazel Dawkins, it took all of that to get to this. So I wouldn't dare take my journey back. I would not take back the experience that I've faced in life, because it's helped to groom me for who I am. Now I can trust me.
Oh, that's good, son. That's
20 years
good.
ago, 20 years ago, I couldn't trust me. I couldn't trust me to run a business. I couldn't trust me to seek office for a political seat. But now I can trust me through my failures.
Ron Green, that's perfect, man. That was real talk right there. Patricia Manor, Evangelist Patricia Manor said you her other son.
I am.
And Pastor Tawanda Davis says she's proud of you.
Thank you.
So and let me tell you, we're gonna get into these questions, but as you run this race, ask your godmother, don't you sling 1 ounce of mud. Not one. Even if it come to your spirit, don't do it. If it come to your spirit, go in the bathroom and take a shower. Hear me what
Because
I'm
the fact,
telling you.
I
Hear
hear
me
you.
what I'm telling you. Do not, under any circumstance, sling mud. Don't talk bad about anybody else. Deborah Crosby say, I pray victory in all areas. All
I
right. So
receive it. Thank you.
people are on here. Nick Freisen, proper preparation present poor prevents poor performance.
Right.
And this is my thing. We fail so we can help others not to.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we fail so we can help and give. Oh man, we ain't going this way. All right, we're going to these questions that I got on here to ask you so that people can
Sure.
know who they voting for.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
that's where we going, Mr. Ron Green.
Sure.
But if this is my thing, if God can trust you to fail, surely He can trust you to lead.
That's real talk.
So He trusted you to fail, and look
Good.
at you today.
Good.
So let's get into this. A
Sure.
local government's core responsibilities are to provide the essential services of public safety, roads, and health while maintaining an environment flexible to citizen life and livelihood. In your opinion, what are the biggest issues and challenges facing Gadsden County Board of Commissioners?
In my opinion, honestly, I wouldn't just say issues that are facing the Board of Commissioners for Gadsden County. I would like to answer that question as it relates to issues facing our county holistically. There are several issues as it relates to our county, and one of the biggest issues that I see us having is job creation. Job creations, attainable housing programs, education, and the retention of law enforcement and educators.
Okay. And if elected, how would you um, approach these issues and challenges?
Now, job creation, many people may not know that we have had several opportunities to have major corporations to plant ground right here in Gadsden County. We've
Okay.
had centers such as the Family Dollar Distribution that once considered heavily of locating here to Gadsden County. But due to whatever reasons, and one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to really focus on the negative things or so many reasons to why we don't have what we need, because I don't want to plant that picture of you know being a negative person. But one of the things that Family Dollar Distribution Center moved to Jackson County, and we have hundreds of people that are driving 45 minutes from Gadsden County over to Jackson County to work at a distribution center that we had adequate amount of space to house right here in Gadsden County. So, and even in that, not just that, I was just informed recently that Amazon, we all love Amazon. We all shop from Amazon. We all go to Prime Amazon. But Amazon is growing rapidly. Amazon inquired about space here in Gadsden County. See, we don't get to hear about these things as citizens of Gadsden County. That's why it is so key and important that we have the right leadership that is on the board, on boards across. Because what the commissioners may not hear on the county level, the city commissioners might hear or the school board representative might hear, and we're able to collectively come together to focus on job development for our county holistically. So you have a company like Amazon that has bypassed us, that could
Right.
have offered 2,000 jobs right here in our county. Not only that, if you know anything about Amazon, you know that Amazon hire felonies. We have
Right.
we have felonies
Right.
here in our county that could have benefited from having employment through Amazon or through other companies. So one of the things that I will focus on as an elected official is I would make sure that not only do we fight for these factories or these manufacturers coming to our county, but we go out to find them. We have to show ourselves business savvy, business friendly. We have to have incentive programs that are set up, for people to want to bring their businesses here. What do we have to offer? Why would someone want to bring their business here? Those are things that, as a commissioner, that I look forward to working with other county commissioners across the board to come up with programs and answers and resources so that we can maintain these businesses that we want to see come into our county. And I think you asked the question, and I also mentioned that obtaining housing, affordable housing programs. We have a lot of people that are here in this county that live in subsidized housing. They live in Section 8 programs, HUD programs, and I'll be the first to say that my mom was a product of Section 8. And, but I'm grateful that she didn't stay there. These programs are there for purpose. And once that purpose is fulfilled, we have to make sure that we have other programs that are lined up so that we can prepare those people while they're in these subsidized situations, preparing them for home ownership in our county. And then I mentioned education. No business is going to want to bring, or no major company is going to want to bring their company here without having an adequate or a productive educational system. So we must tie in and work together holistically across the board with other elected officials, with the superintendent of schools, the school board members, the community at large, so that we can ensure that even in our educational system that we are retaining some of the best teachers. It's not that we don't have good teachers. It's not that we don't have good law enforcement, but it's hard to keep them based upon the economic situations that we're in now. I mean, and I know you asked one question, but it's kind of tie in with
Yeah. Yeah.
the whole question that you asked. But when you have a better system, when you have jobs, you have economics in your county, then you now have presented a pleasurable presentation for people to want to come to live here, to
Yeah.
work here, and to stay here. Just recently, I came into contact with someone, and him, I won't call his name, but I came into contact with someone that moved to Gadsden County for job purposes, but would not bring their children here for school. So that means we have a holistic issue that we need to be focusing on. Everybody coming together so that we can make this place a better place to live.
Man, you just gave a whole lot. Let me say this. Angus, you send the husband from Scotland. He said, "Hi, Ron. Unfortunately, I cannot vote for you because I'm British and live in the UK. However, he has a couple of questions for you. What are your two key priorities for action in the forthcoming election? And two, and I was going to ask you this last, but he said politics is a tough business. Why should people vote for you? Good luck from Scotland, and I'm sure you will win that seat." Man, that is great. Ron, and to piggyback with what Angus just asked you, you just made some very vital points that I believe was real talk. One of the words you mentioned was we as commissioners working with the other commissioners, we would do this. I love that because you're not going in with a single-minded focus. Like now you're coming in as the Superman who they've been waiting for all these years to come and make that board the best board. But you said that
Mhm.
you said we will go after other jobs. You said we will prepare the people. And you
And
said, and you said that um, prepare the people for ownership. You are making some very powerful words, using some very powerful words, which show your heart of really caring for the people. Because you know you can't do this by yourself. You are doing this. Dr. Marcella Perez said, awesome show. Now back to Angus' first question. What 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 are your two top priorities? What are your two key priorities for action in the
Sure.
forthcoming election?
Sure. As I've stated, one of the key things that we have to focus on is rebuilding the community at large in reference to developing plans to make sure that we are business friendly. We got
Okay.
to have businesses in our county in order to sustain. You know, we're talking about or wanting to have better healthcare facilities. Hospitals is a major issue here
Yeah.
in our county.
Yes.
We don't
Yes.
have a functioning hospital. We have an emergency urgent care center, but there was a time that we had a full functioning hospital right here in Gadsden County. So we don't have that now because we can't necessarily we can't afford it based upon the just depending on tax dollars as it is now to make sure to ensure that we have a hospital. So we have to be more proactive. And I say we, and I know the question was I, but I can't do this. There is
Love
no
it.
way that I can do it. It's
Real talk.
we. I can fight alongside with counter partners and helping to dialogue or negate this system or negate the solution to the problems that we have. But we have to focus on jobs. That would be one of the first things that going into that seat that I would focus on. And I can't ask people to do what I have not done. I believe that you ought to be a product of
Yeah.
something that you want to see. You ought to
Yeah.
be a part of change that you want to see.
Yes.
I could have gone anywhere and started my business. And I know
Right.
I'm here in the heart of Gadsden County, on the square of Gadsden County, with a productive business, with employees, with
Right.
seasonal employees. So I'm giving back. So I know what it takes for small businesses to even start a business. First, you got to have a good product, got to have good customer service. There's a whole lot of things that I really don't want to get into in reference to the business because that's not what this show is about today. But however, I am a product of what I want to see, and that is being more proactive and fighting for businesses here in our municipalities throughout our county, not just Quincy, but I can speak for Quincy because I sit here as I'm in my shop today and I look around the square and I look around and I see the vacant buildings. I look around and I see the buildings that are ran down and I remember when this was a vibrant
Yeah.
downtown. I remember when every square, every business had building had a business in it that was productive. So one of the first things that I would do is I would fight to change the way that Gadsden County looked from the core of Gadsden County, and that is where our square is.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. Jocelyn Russell Milton said the attitude of we is what's needed in Gaston County. Because I believe, Ron, you've stated several times that there are some good people in Gaston County. You stated about the mentality. So you are building the confidence of the people. You're working there. You got your job there. You went to school there. Everything and then you graduated from Atlanta and the other places with that other little school. But then you came back here to your county, and you keep saying you will fight for it because one thing, even as I look at you, you had to fight to get where you are, but you didn't fight by yourself. You
You're
brought
absolutely
others
correct.
with you. So I think those are good. I worked in Gaston County for 20 years. And I really thought it was a whole new nation. I ain't lying. I thought it was a whole new another country. But to see you fighting and wanting to fight and wanting to join with the other commissioners to bring out the greater, and one of the things I know, Ron, is that when people see better, they
Mm,
want better.
absolutely correct. And I
And it
think that
sounds like to me that you're asking for the opportunity to bring better along with the other county commissioners, and you even mentioned the city commissioners. So you're looking for a big collaborate. You mentioned the sheriff, you mentioned
Mhm.
the school board. So you're already envisioning a big collaboration for the county.
And the reason why I mentioned especially the law enforcement piece as it relates to our sheriff department, our police officers, we have great leadership in those departments. But one of the issues that I think that we're having holistically is retaining. Oftentimes,
Okay.
when you're in small counties, small towns, small cities, we build a lot of people's resume.
Yeah.
And I'm at the place to where I'm sick of us building resumes and not keeping those who start with us. And I completely understand why a lot of people start here and go elsewhere, because there are other opportunities, there are greater opportunities, there are greater financial opportunities. So that's why it is so important that we find ways to build our county so that we can afford and that we can compete with other counties, especially the size of our county, so that we can retain these officers. Because one of the greatest things that I can remember as a child is knowing our police officers,
Mm.
knowing our sheriff officers. So when we did make small minor foolish things, we didn't have to worry about whether or not he was going to handcuff us, throw us down to the ground, give abusive gestures toward us. We didn't have to worry about them putting their knee on our neck. We didn't have to worry about them shooting us, because we knew them and they knew us because they was around our community. So we have to get back to building that relationship, even with our law enforcement, and retaining those who are serving us in those capacities.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, I'm still here. That face will pop back up in just a few minutes for whatever reason. It took me out, but I'll come back up. But one of the things too, Priscilla will get me back up. She's working in the back. She'll get me back up. But and as you stated about the jobs and stuff. So what policy changes or investment do you think are necessary to encourage broader employment? And you mentioned about the wanting to retain, but you also know there's competitiveness when it comes to the dollar.
You're
And so
absolutely correct.
you did say about a citizen y'all thing, and they're looking for a progressive city, a city
Right.
that's progressive, a city with beauty, a city with opportunity, even if the pay sometime might not always be there. But there's some other things can be there. Sometimes people will stay. You came back, it was your city, your county, and you came
Absolutely.
back, but there's a few others who there. So let's talk about that.
Well, one of the things that I think would help people, to want to stay here is if they see the change, if they are a part of the change, if they are part of the growth and the development. People love being a part of staying and being a part of something, or that can relate to something that they're a part of. So I hoping that I'm understanding your question right, but we got to make sure that we are having people that have the heart for the people first. And then I think you asked, how can we retain them? When you're looking for other businesses to come here, you can't just expect for them just to come. You have to offer. Maybe for the first 3 years, you may have a lower tax bracket. We have to do something that will attract them to want them to come to our area.
Okay. I, my show just blocked me out. You know what I mean? So, uh, so what in your opinion, opinion, should county commissioner write and adopt specific policies, or should the details of these policies be grafted and hold on, possibly grafted and implemented by boards, commission, or outside specialists? Should the commissioners, county commissioners, write and adopt specific policies, or should they bring in outside people to do that?
I think that it depends on the situation. It depends on what the issues are and the policies are that are being written. there are some things that will have to be outsourced. There are some things that will have to come from people who are there on a day-to-day basis at the working for the county. There are policies that will have to be written that will come from the county commissioners collaboration. So I think that the answer to that question, it would just depend on the circumstances of the situation of the particular policy that needs to take effect.
Okay. That's a good question. Okay. When managing public agencies, in your opinion, is it better to have more employees at a modest wage or few employees at a wage high enough to attract quality applicants?
Well, at a county the size of our county, it doesn't take a whole lot to do what we need to get done,
Okay.
but it does take quality and qualified people. So to answer that question, I do believe that we can do a whole lot with fewer people, and especially if they are have agreed to the incentives or agreed to the pay, and it's comparable or competitive to a county the size of our county. Quite naturally, we cannot compete with Leon County. We don't have the resources. We don't have the economics. We don't have the same things that Leon County have, or the people that Leon County have to make things happen. So I don't think that it takes a whole lot of people to get a job done. You can do a lot with few, a whole lot with few, but it just have to be the right few. It has to be the people that are really passionate about working for this county, not just to earn a paycheck. Because in my philosophy, if the county progress, if the county does better, if the county start gaining more resources, more economics, then you're able to increase the financial brackets, the financial packages, the financial health care, or uh, uh, what I'm looking for, not healthcare benefits. The word benefits. You're
Okay.
able to increase those things. You know, if you have increased your economic system as a whole.
Okay. What one part of the county government will receive more attention if you were elected? And I think I know, because you have really expressed your heart. I know that you have a lot of dealing with the police, the sheriff, and all of that. I know you're very concerned about your county. So, what one part of the county government will receive more attention if you were elected?
Well, I know you said one, and it's so
Well,
hard
well,
to
just
you
just
know
just go ahead. Go ahead.
it's so hard to dictate which one, because in my opinion, with the issues that we do have in our county, there's some that does not have hierarchy over the other. But in reference to the biggest thing is, again, you're gonna hear me say this over and over and over again throughout this platform, throughout the me being on the board. This is just going to be my fighting piece, and that is the attention of job creations. We cannot be better. We cannot grow. We cannot do it. We will stay stagnated if we do not focus on plans on developing and redeveloping our county on an economic stability. We cannot You cannot survive without funding. We have
Right.
to fight for funding, and we have to be a voice that's going down to the Capitol. Whatever it takes, we have to fight for grants. We have to fight for things that can make our county a better county to live in.
So
So
you're not just looking at just the taxes from the county,
no,
because I
because
just heard you said you have to fight for the grants and go after the grant. Paula Johnson, you got some powerful people on here listening to you, man. So Paula Johnson stated, you must have the right people on the right bus at the right time doing the right job. And so you want to comment on that?
yes, that is so true. And in other words, it does not take a bus load. The bus does not have to be full in order to get the job done. It just takes the right people being on the bus. You can have 5 people on the bus. That's five commissioner members on the bus that can get the job done. But you have to be on the same page for the
Right.
common bond of having a better Gadsden. You know,
Wow.
there is so many opportunities here and so many resources that we can tap into as a county. You know, and I think I mentioned grant funding. I don't know. I know that we need to invest a little bit more in making sure that we have the appropriate grant writers so that we can fund programs, so that we can fund our hospital, so that we can help aid and fund summer jobs. You know, that is something that is very big here. You know, when I was growing up, we had the summer youth programs that provided jobs, but that was money that was in the budget coming from the Board of County Commissioners, and I'm a product of that. You know, so yeah, I heard in several of the meetings that being discussed about the summer jobs and them cutting back on the summer jobs because we didn't have the funding for the summer jobs, but our kids need to be able to exemplify what it is to work, what it is to earn money. My very first job at the age of 14 was provided by the Gadsden County Board of County Commissioners. I worked as a custodian at James H. Shanks High School under the direction of Mr. Isaac McCall and Mr. Marshall. I remember them because they made me get out there and cut that grass. Now, I'm not an outside labor type of person,
Right.
but I had to go out there and cut that grass. I had to go out there and clean toilets. These were things that helped build me to mold me who I am. So these are things that I would continue to fight for our county, making sure that our young men and our young women know how to appropriately go to interviews, to work on jobs, and to assist with their parents, because again, my mom, she struggled. She worked multiple jobs. So me having a summer job, it brought a sense of urgency for me, and it brought a sense of proudness to me to be able to support my own school supplies, buy my own school shoes. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of money, but it was more than what I had. So
Right.
we cannot lose opportunities such as those to make these things available for our kids now. They're looking, they're reaching, they're searching for things to do, and we have to make sure that we're
I think Ron got excited and hit something. He's excited. I think he hit his computer, but Ron is excited, and that is exactly true. What he's saying is, and I feel his heart is that Gaston County got to come
not sure
together.
how I got cut off.
Oh, that's you got excited. I saw you lean up. You must have hit that button. You lean because you feeling this thing, man. And that's what it's all. I mean, you're feeling it, and because what's happening is what you're talking about is coming from your heart, and so it's going to the heart because what comes from the heart goes for the heart. We can feel your passion in this, and so even as you're stating, if in Gaston County they can prepare the people now, our young folks, along with the parents. I'm glad you didn't leave the parents out.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing to prepare the people, to prepare the children out of the house, and then they have to go back to the same parents. But and you said they're reaching. I believe parents are reaching too. Parents
Yes.
are reaching. Parents are reaching. Children are reaching. People are reaching, and sometimes we focus always on the negative that we see, but we have some people who are reaching, people who want to see better, people who do not know how to do better, Ron. And I
Mm-hmm.
keep hearing you talking about preparation and training and preparing the people. This is what it's about, son. You that's real talk, man. I say put Ron Green, hit go. Take that light off red and put green. Let go. Because I
Mm.
think with you in that seat, with the right people, the other commissioners, you all can do something, especially when you have the heart of the people in your heart. You can't do it just to say I'm a county commissioner.
Right.
But I declare that you will work and do everything you're promising when you
Right.
get in that seat.
Right. Right. Well, I'm just so excited even about the opportunity. And you stated earlier that you know that this is a passion for me more than anything is serving. And it's not what can I get out of it, it's what can I give out of it. and
Yeah.
and, and how can I be that voice to in that ear to hear the concerns, that ear not just to hear the concerns, but the mouth to use and to speak on behalf of the concerns that we're having in our county. I mean, it's definitely, it's a lot. It's going to take a lot of work, and I'm very, very, very well abreast to that. But I'm in for the challenge. I'm in for the fight. I believe that we can make Gadsden County better. As a matter of fact, I know that we can. And and I'm hoping, I'm praying that you all would give me this opportunity. And I will say this. I will say this, and I haven't even. I know I kind of go because I go as things come. But I'll say this: it doesn't take people telling me that I didn't do well. It didn't take people. Doesn't take people telling me that I haven't done anything, or I have not worked, that I have not fought for a better Gadsden. It doesn't take that. I would know that for myself. And if I can't work, if I cannot fight for a better Gadsden, if I have not felt like I've done that in the first 4 years that have allowed it to me, I would not run again. I would not seek reelection, because you know within yourself, if you have given your all, you know for yourself, if you have utilized all resources, you know for yourself, if you have gone abroad and prepared yourself, educated yourself, or taken the necessary precaution to do what is best as it relates to the constituents of this county. So I'm asking, I'm asking for the opportunity to prove myself that I will work hard for this county, such as I already do as a business owner.
It's going to take all of your passion, purpose, and productivity to move Gadsden County, Florida. I believe you have the heart for it. That's Paula DeBose Johnson. Personal integrity. That I mean, people are writing to you. Angus has a big job over in Britain, and Angus just stated. Um, he said, "Good to hear about Amazon and similar, Ron. From my experience, if the county wants to attract companies to invest and create jobs, a well motivated and well educated workforce is required. Companies tend to want to train new employees in specific job skills on the job. However, as a prerequisite, and I think this is what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
companies usually require applicants to be generically job ready. This means they need to be self-motivating, flexible, adaptable, and most importantly of all, be able to work as part of a team. That's what
I,
that's what must happen. And so we feel it all in you. We feel it. And my prayer is that the others who will be on this county commission board, I don't know them. I'm gonna go back. You got me now. I want to go back and read up on who's running. I don't know who's running. I want to read who's running. I want to read what the platform is. I'm not in Gadsden County, and but I want to see who you have, who's gonna be on, who you're gonna be on the team with, because I
good.
absolutely believe that Gadsden County should vote. Now, Ron, one of the things that is a known fact too, Gadsden County don't come out to vote. So,
I'm
what are you and your team gonna do to get to get Gadsden County to come out to vote? They got to come vote. They got. I don't know if sometimes people just don't see the urgency in it. I don't know what it is, but we got to get Gadsden County to come out to vote. Have y'all thought of any strategies or
Yes. We are doing the best that we can do. And I'm so glad that you brought that question up as it relates to how can we encourage people to go out and vote. And unfortunately, in this pandemic that we're in now, COVID-19, it is making it a little bit more complicated for for the voting process to take place. But we are fighting hard. We're making phone calls, as I stated earlier. We're going, we are going to a few doors, but with precautions, meaning that our philosophy is: you knock on the door or you ring the doorbell with your mask on, you step back you leave, well, you talk to the individual from where they are, 6 feet away. You go back and say, can I leave some literature, some information with you? We leave that information on their door. There's no, or on their steps, no hand-to-hand contact. But and on that literature, you'll find information on how to vote by mail, how to request absentee ballots, how the early voting information. Early voting started on August the 7th here for this election, and it goes on till I believe August the 15th. Absentee ballots are being mailed out as of this week. I am encouraging you. Listen, it is a known fact. This is not what I've heard. This is not what someone has told me. It is a known fact based upon the numbers that we have looked at from previous primary elections. There would not be a president name on this ballot. There would not be a governor name on this ballot. But I want you to know that you will have names such as the superintendent of schools, school board seats, county commissioner seats. I think the supervisor of election seat, no, there's not a contention for that. Property appraiser seat, the tax collector seat, not the property appraiser, the tax collectors. You're right, and our clerk of court.
Clerk of court.
Have those local entities that are so vital, that are so key for the success of having a progressive, better Gadsden County. You cannot wait just to vote for the president. What about home? What about your local policies? What about your local? We've got to get the word out that you have to vote locally. And I was told even this week that several of our high school students who've just turned 18 may not be registered to vote. I'm not sure, but we want to give you the opportunity to go out to register to vote. I'll have some information that some key people are working on, not so that we can. I think there's a voter registration drive that will take place on this coming Saturday between 11 and 2 o'clock at New Life Ministries, right here in Quincy. And we want to encourage people to come out, get registered to vote, come out and and take heed and take part of what's going on in our community. But we've got to get people out to vote. There's so many means that we are taking to make sure that people are going out to vote. We're going knocking on doors. We got to blow horns. We got to take you. I believe that they're doing so to the polls. We've been very adamant about doing that in the previous years here in our county. The United for Gadsden is an organization here that is very hands-on and making sure that we get people out to the poll. I need you, if you're from Gadsden County, I need you to call your family members. I need you to make sure your young children, your 18-year-olds, your grandmothers, your middle age. I need you to make sure that they are registered to vote. Not only do I need you to make sure that they're registered to vote, but I need you to make sure that they go vote in the safe way, because we do not know what tomorrow holds. We do not know what August the 18th is going to hold. We don't know what tragedy could happen on August the 18th. What can deter us? We don't know how the weather is going to turn out on August the 18th, because one thing that I have discovered during campaign or election day is it seems like the weather loves to show out.
Always.
It seems like it storms, it rains hard, and when it starts raining, we don't want to do anything.
Not even go to church, honey.
Not even go to church.
We ain't going nowhere.
So I want to encourage you. This is the number. This is the phone number that I need you to dial. If you're here in Gadsden County, I need you to dial 850-627-9910. And I need you to ask them if they will send you your vote by mail, just in case something happens, just in case you can't make it to the poll, your vote will still count.
What's the number again?
850-627-9910. I need you to do it. I need you to do it today. And even and I hope that I am your choice. But even if I'm not your choice, I need you to exercise your right to vote. Too many people have sacrificed their lives. They've fought for us to vote. And we have to make sure that we are doing it. Your vote will count. The reason why a lot of people, candidates don't win is because they don't go vote. You can't automatically assume, oh, he has this or Ron Green. No, you have to go and vote
Got to
for
go
Ron
vote.
Green. And if you don't live in District 5, you know somebody who does live in District 5, and I need you to tell them, I want you to vote for Ron Green. And I think, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. You done just took over the show. Going on. You're gonna pay for this show. You gonna pay for this one. Though. Hey, your Auntie Tanya said, make it relatable. Make it relatable to the people, such that if you don't vote, then there's no services in that particular area. And they have to
Well,
understand, if they don't vote and put the right people in these seats, they will not get the services.
and
They
that
have to, the services that they want. You have to vote for people who have the heart of the service that you want. You got to get those people to vote, the mail in, the mail your ballot in. You got to get them because they and I believe that you're doing a good job in addressing what people want, and everybody want to know that the people they put in seat care for them.
absolutely.
Unfortunately, and not just in Gadsden County, but unfortunately, when people get in seats, they tend to forget sometimes. Now, some of them don't. Some people don't, but some people do, and then it make people think I ain't voting no more. No, we tell you to go vote for Ron Green. And I want you to, Shonda Laverne, I believe in you. Love to move Gadsden forward. So I
Thank
mean, you got people on here from Gadsden County who's talking to you, man. Keep going after their heart. Let your heart, people know you. They have seen you. And you don't have to talk about you fail. Everybody know you fail. I'm telling you how everybody know you fail, because all us fail.
you. Right.
and so and so if you didn't fall, then nobody will want you.
You're
People
right.
need people they can relate to. So you don't have to talk about your mistakes. We know you made them. We all made them. Not a person
Absolutely.
alive have not made a mistake. And guess
Absolutely
what?
correct.
Guess what? We gonna make them again. Not
You're absolutely
intentionally,
correct.
not
Absolutely.
intentionally. Just sometimes we do. We don't make the right decision. And it happens. But the good thing about it, son, stay honest,
Yes.
stay integrous.
Yes.
Everybody's not gonna agree with you. Okay, everybody ain't gonna like Ron Green like me and your mama.
Right.
All right, everybody's not, and it's okay. It
You're
is
right.
okay. But what you make sure is you don't make promises that you can't keep.
Right.
Don't get out there talking about I'm gonna. You ain't gonna do nothing unless what you just said a few minutes ago. The team work together.
Absolutely.
So tell the people, and be honest. And if
Sure.
you don't know it, I don't know it. You can't do it, you can't do it.
Right.
Ron, I want you to give me a job. I don't have a job to give you, but we're
Absolutely.
gonna work. We're gonna work together to make
Absolutely.
sure the economic situation here in Gadsden County do better. So
Absolutely.
do those things. As we prepare to close, why should the people vote for you? Angus asked this question way back then. Why
He
should
did.
why should the Gadsden County people come out of their houses, come out of their apartment, take off their job, and go to the poll and vote? Why should they mail in their ballot to vote for Ron Green?
That's a great question, and I'm so glad that that question was asked. For one, just from knowing me, for one, my passion, my heart for people, the evidence of my servanthood for people. I have served this county to the best of my ability in every area that I've had to tap into. I have been on boards such as the advisory board for schools, the advisory board for the, the Quincy Redevelopment Agency, CRA. I've been on boards such as the Gadsden County um, Sheriff's Department liaison boards, fighting for Relay for Life funding for one of the biggest events that take place in our county, being an advocate, being a voice, but not only for those things, I have given my time to this county. I've given my resources to this county. And when I say my resources, I'm not asking, again, what can be given to me, but what can I afford to give back? I have proven that by investing into this community, invest into the lives of our young people, by providing them with funding to say, hey, you can do this, by providing them with education, with scholarship, based upon their ability in the qualifications of the criteria of the scholarship they're applying for. I have served this county from my Hope You're Warm drive, that have provided coats, that have provided socks, that have provided blankets to those who are in need. I have provided my time before now. So it is evident that I am a servant heart. I may not have all the answers, but I promise you that I will work to get the answers that are needed to make us a better place. I need you to hear my heart and to trust my heart as your servant leader to be your next county commissioner for District 5. I'm all in. I'm all in for a better you, for a better us. We can do this together. And I want you to hold me accountable if and when I'm elected to hold this seat. Hold me accountable. I'm looking forward to that challenge. I want to serve you on this level of government. So I thank you for the consideration. And again, I'm available. My number, if you want, where I am. I'm at the shop now. You're in Gadsden County, you know where the Greenery Floor and Tuxedo Place is located. I encourage you to come stop by, talk to me, ask me questions, hear my heart, see my heart, because I want to be the one that serve you.
I want to say this, Ron. Man, you just made me almost want to go. Is it too late for me to move to Gadsden County just to vote for you? Man, I want to move to Gadsden County so I can vote for you. I think I know some people in District 5. I'll find out if I do. They should vote for you. And one of the things I want to say, Ron, you have a young boy that we see with you. And when you used to call that boy your son, I'm like, when he did that?
Right.
I was trying to figure that thing out. When who that baby? Ron, Ron, you the dad. Ron, what you doing with that little boy? We've seen
Right.
your heart with that little boy.
Mhm.
We've seen you love that boy as though you birthed him.
Absolutely.
We've seen you, you make that boy happy. That
Yes.
boy is joy. We've seen you discipline him,
Hmm.
but we've seen the love like a father going to that boy. And
Absolutely.
I believe you do the same thing to the citizens of Gadsden County. Who is this boy before I hang up? Because it's not your biological son, but who is this boy that you have poured so much love into?
I'm so glad that you asked that too, because many people wonder, and I often get messages or sporadically people say, hey, is that your son? Did you have him? And I'll say, yes, that's my son, and I have him, not lying. But to answer that question, this kid, he was about 3 weeks old, I think, maybe about a month old. When I went to visit, I went by his mother's house, who was my cousin's sister. It's a complicated situation in a sense, but the baby was crying, and I picked him up as he was crying, and he instantly stopped crying and started smiling. And I said, "Ooh, I like you. Good, you're a good baby." And I started singing to the baby. And then I told his mom, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start getting them sometimes. And that sometimes, probably after he turned 3 months old, became like every week, every weekend. I would get him. He actually lives now. He's 8. He's 8 years old, and he pretty much lives with me primarily during the school year. I'm very hands-on with him. I try to teach him the principle of life. Try to be an example for him as a father. His biological father is not as hand on in his life. But there is no void. There is no void as of having a father, because I work hard to make sure that I'm able to provide for him. No legal adoptions or any of that, but it's just a heart connection that we have for each other, and it's the same type of connection that I would like to have with this county as a county commissioner. That I would give my all. That I will work entirely hard to provide the resources and the things that it would take to have a successful relationship with this county.
Man, and that's been Real Talk with Judy Live, y'all. You are listening to Ronterrious Green, the candidate for commission, Gadsden County Commission District 5. And so we're looking forward to him being one of the 5 commissioners, right? The
Right?
5 commissioners of the Gadsden County uh, Commission, and we're looking to hear that August 18th. August 18th, when they hear, and the winner is Ron Green. Yay!
Yes,
We
and that
all
would
are
be
having our green and stuff, and we are excited. Very proud of you, son.
thank you.
To me, this was a great interview. Listening to you, I honestly believe have pricked the heart of those. You can tell people they can go back on Facebook and watch this, or
True.
they can go on YouTube and watch. This is on YouTube,
Mhm.
so they can go on YouTube and watch it. Um, Absolutely great show. I want to thank all of the listeners from Scotland all the way to Quincy, from Scotland to Quincy. I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. I would love to have you all as partners. You can invest in the show. You can make a one. He downtown. You can
Yes.
make a
I'm trying to mute. Sorry.
one-time investment, or you can become a partner with the Real Talk with Judy show. Remember, today is the last day that I will be on at 12 p.m. I will be coming on at 11:30 a.m. Starting next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I will be 11:30. I am on Facebook Live and YouTube. And come August the 7th, the first Tuesday in August, I will be starting something brand new. It's a new season, new times, uh, greater in expansion, but the same Tuesday, the same Tuesday, the same Tuesday. All right. So this has been Real Talk with Judy. Again, you could cash at me at $ Real Talk with Judy. Show. I want to thank everybody. Pastor Jacqueline Kennedy, Kennerly, thank you so very much. She's an old time friend, long time friend. To everybody, my sister, my mama, my sister, my brother from Scotland, sister from Scotland, sister from Fort Lauderdale, my mama, everybody who's on here, we thank you. It has been a pleasure serving you today. Priscilla, thank you so very much. She is the production manager of this show. I want to thank Priscilla so very much for producing an awesome show again today. Ron, again, thank you. May
Thank you.
God bless you. And we look to see August the 18th, that big smile right there, and that hands up as we congratulate you on being Gadsden County Commissioner for District 5. Look, y'all, this has been the Real Talk with Judy live show coming to you on Facebook and YouTube. And I see you in the future, Ron, and you look green as ever. So do you. That's Real Talk.